Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to subscribe to this channel, please do so. Try to make videos on a regular basis. So if you ring that notification bell, when I drop a video, you'll be notified. So go ahead and do that as well. The reason why I'm making this video is because last night, as I'm laying in the bunk, I I watch a lot of YouTube. And I came across a video of a gentleman that has a credit repair company that's been doing credit repair for quite some time, has a large following, a lot larger than I have. I was really upset because a lot of the information that he was given was completely incorrect. And I'm going to tell you exactly what he was saying. He said that to not pay your collections, don't pay your collections, and the reason why you don't want to pay your collections because it's going to reset the date of last activity and it's going to ruin your credit score if you pay your collections. And I'm here to let you guys know there's a lot of half truths in that statement, and a lot of it is alarming because this person is actually in the credit repair industry. I'm going to tell you where he went wrong, where he went right in this video. So the date of last activity has nothing to do with how long a derogatory is on your credit report. The reason why the date of last activity is on your credit report is to let the collector know how long do they have until they can come after you to collect on that debt via judgment, right? Because they can collect on a 30-year-old debt if they want to, but to sue you and win in court, if you actually go to court, the first thing they're going to look at is the statute of limitations. Are they within the statute of limitations? And that's what the date of last activity is there for. How the date of last activity is supposed to be reset is if you call and make arrangements or something like that, agree that the account is yours, and you make a payment. That is going to reset the date of last activity. Okay, those are the things. So a lot of times you'll hear people say, don't agree to debt because it's going to reset the date of last activity. Um, but as far as how long an item is going to stay on your credit report, that has to do with the date of first delinquency. Okay, now the difference between the two is if I have an account today in January 2020, let's say January 2020, my account goes 60 days late and I make one payment, so now it's 30 days late, and I do that for a year. I never caught the account up, and I do that for a year. But in January 2020 was the date that I first became delinquent, right? But for a year, I never really caught my payments up. But at the end of 2021, I go into collections. Whether I make a payment or not, it's never going to reset the date of first delinquency, which was January 2020, right? So it's really important to understand the difference between the two. It's going to be a negative derogatory on my credit report for 7 years and 180 days from January 2020. And a lot of times when I'm disputing on people's credit reports, I'm looking at how items are being reported on your credit report. Are they reported 100% accurate? The Fair Credit Reporting Act states that anything reported on your credit report has to be 100% accurate. Okay, so if that's the case, and I don't know what's supposed to be or how it's supposed to be reported on your credit report, my question is, how are you disputing items on people's credit reports? And it's alarming because our industry has this bad stigma as far as taking advantage of people, and I believe that if you're not furthering your education in the credit repair space, that's basically what you're doing, is taking advantage of people, telling people don't pay your collection. I just don't know if that's the wisest thing to do. As being in a financial space, imagine going to a financial advisor and they tell you, oh yeah, your bills, don't worry about them, don't pay them. And I think that's irresponsible, right? And if you guys have been following this channel, you guys know how I feel about being irresponsible. And that's how I believe that we as credit repair specialists should think. You know, always think and advise our clients in the best interest that's going to help them long term. That you not paying your collections is not going to help you via long term, right? It might help you today because you're going to have a little bit more money in your pocket, but long term it's going to affect you. It's going to be I just wouldn't advise it. So I sat there and I listened to this video. I listened to this gentleman give everybody this misinformation, and I thought, okay, I got to make a video on that. So when you guys are looking for somebody that's in the credit repair space, I want you to think about these things. I want you to think about, is your credit repair specialist giving you proper information, right? And it seems to me that as I go more now and I'm digging deeper into YouTube videos on different companies, that more people, and it could just be me, but more and more people seem like they're talking about building credit. And when I started this channel, I got a lot of pushback from people that are in the credit repair space that were telling me that I was advising people wrong, that I should be telling them to delete items. And I will put my strategy up against anybody's, right? As far as building credit versus deleting credit. And people started seeing all the positive reviews that I was getting, and this is just my opinion, that I was getting, and they started to say, okay, well, we need to teach people how to build credit. So that's what you're seeing now. A lot of people in the credit repair space teaching people how to build credit. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. But all the pushback that I got at the very beginning, um, it, I stayed the course. I stayed the course. And now you're starting to see a lot of people pushing back. And another thing was the secure credit cards. Everybody knows how I feel about secure credit cards, especially those secure credit cards that graduate. I absolutely love secure credit cards um, that graduate for people that are just building credit, never had credit, and they're just building credit for the first time. The reason why I started talking about secure credit cards is because um, not just for your FICO score, right? And the way that I looked at it was, if I can teach you how to build credit the right way, regardless of what situation you get into in the future, you will always know how to go back and put yourself back on track, right? Because a lot of times what happens is people will have, 700 FICO score. They'll luck up on a 700 FICO score. They'll go to school or whatever, and there will be a credit card company that will send you a credit card, and you use the credit card sparingly. You don't really need anything. You don't know much about credit. You go out, you get a house, and you got a good credit score, but you don't really know how it all works. You don't know how you got to the 700s. And if I could teach you how to get to the 700s, if God forbid later down the road you get a job loss and you completely ruin your credit, you always know that you could always get yourself back on track. And that was bigger. That was a bigger key to the puzzle than anything else, because a lot of times what happens is you have these not credit repair, but these gurus, these credit gurus that will tell you, oh, you don't need to go out and get a secure credit card. What you need to do is you need to go out and get a MyJewelers account. You need to go get a Hutton Chase, Ox Publishing, New Coast Direct. You don't need a secure credit card. Get these accounts, get them put on your credit report, and then what's going to happen is you're going to apply for unsecured credit card. And it was of my opinion, if you do it this way, you go out, you get these accounts, and then you go out and you get you a $25,000 unsecured credit card, all you're going to do, because you've never been disciplined, right? Because I believe discipline is a skill. Discipline is a skill set that you build. You're not born with discipline. It's a skill set that you have to build on, and you have to understand it and develop it. if you don't have the skill set of discipline and you go out and get you a $25,000 unsecured credit card, what do you think is going to happen? Right? When you get to about $15,000 and you see that your credit score went from a 700 to 620, you're already behind the eight ball, right? You're already behind the eight ball. You're in a position where you're not going to be able to recover from, because not only is your credit card so expensive, it's going to take you years to pay down that $15,000 credit card. And that's why so many people you like that I get calling me that weren't aware of the channel. It's not that they're bad people. They ended up getting a to $20,000 credit card, and they really didn't know how to deal with credit, and they got themselves in a bad position. And all of them say, man, I wish I would have known about this channel a long time ago. I wish you had this channel a long time ago. And so what I started doing was I came up with a plan, a blueprint to help every single person that has credit, right, or don't have credit. They can use this blueprint and learn the skill set of discipline, right? Because I always tell people, and how many people know of somebody on YouTube that tell you, oh, don't go over 30% of your credit cards. And if you've been following my channel, you know I always harp on everybody never going over 10% on their credit cards. So if you have a $200 credit card, I always tell you don't spend more than 10%, which is $20. Right? It's not that I made the rules. I noticed that by having a credit card, right? By having credit cards, I noticed, looking at my credit score, that when I start having the largest negative points taken away from my FICO score is when my credit cards are over 10%, not 30%. I started seeing huge jumps at 10%. Right? Once I start getting over 10%, once I start getting into the 25-30% range of using my using my utilization on my credit cards, that's when I started seeing them being as negative as a collection. Right? You start getting a 30% utilization rate, you might as well have a collection on your credit report. Now let me ask you this. In your right mind, would you take advice from somebody that says, hey, I want you guys to go out there and get a collection on your credit report? Hey, go get a collection on your credit report. Would you guys listen to me if I give you that advice? And if you say, nah, I wouldn't listen to you, why would you listen to anyone telling you, hey, don't use more than 30% on your credit score? Right? They don't have your best interests at heart, or they just don't, they weren't paying attention to their credit cards. Plain and simple. And so that's why I started telling everybody, look, 10% is the number. 10% is the number. It's not a number that I just pulled a rabbit out of my hat and said, hey, this is the number we're going to use. No, 10% was the number that I started seeing, looking, scrutinizing my credit report and saying, man, that's the number right there. That's when you start seeing these big, negative jumps in my FICO scores. When I start going over 10%. You start going into 15, 17%, it starts affecting you. You're like, okay, I see it. And so all these things that I've been telling you guys about this channel, it's not just something that I just made up. This is from experience. This is from actually looking at my credit report, looking at other people's credit report, and going, okay, this is how it works. Researching. And when you have credit repair specialists that are out here giving you this misinformation, it's not just hurtful to their clients, it's hurtful to me, right? Because one of the hardest things that are in the credit repair space is for credit repair specialists to do business with other businesses, not clients, but other businesses. I'd never shared this with you guys, but I'm going to share something with what happened to me recently. I had a bank account. I'm not going to tell you the bank name because I don't want to, get into any situations, but I had a bank account that was closed. Now, this bank account that for CreditLiving, right? This is a CreditLiving business bank account. My account was closed, and I called them up and I said, "Hey, look, why'd you guys close my account? What happened? What's going on?" And they told me. They said, "Well, you're in the credit repair space, and we don't deal with anybody in the credit repair space." And I can't get mad at them they don't want to deal with anybody in the credit repair space. And the problem with it is because in the credit repair space, there's so many people that take advantage of us. If you look and you just look at credit repair company getting sued, and you look at all the companies that got sued for doing practices that are illegal, right? You start to see a story. Oh, well, there's a lot of businesses that take advantage, they get sued, and it's more of a hassle to deal with credit repair companies. So we're just not going to deal with them at all. And so it makes it really, really hard for people that are trying to do credit repair legit, right? That want to abide by the rules, to do everything the right way. It really makes it hard on us. And so when I see these people in my industry that's giving misinformation, that's telling people this is what's going on, and it's wrong, and they're guiding people down the wrong path. I just What happens is it really bothers me. It really bothers me to no end. And so I wanted to make this video to reach out to you guys and let you know that if you listen to a person telling you don't pay your collections, right? Don't worry about your collections because we're going to delete it from your credit report. You might want to look at them with one eye open. Just look at them with one eye open and ask them a simple question. Why are you telling me to be irresponsible? Because if the debt is yours, then it's your responsibility. Now, those clients of mine that ask me the question, should they or shouldn't they pay their bills, that's not up to me. That has nothing to do with me, right? Whether you should pay your bills or not. Like, for example, let me just say this. When I dispute items on your credit report, I'm not disputing if the account is yours or not. I'm not disputing that. My disputes are mainly, is the account being reported 100% accurate on your credit report? So whether you pay it or not has no bearing on whether it's accurate on your credit report. Are you following what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if you pay it or not. Just like your positive items are on your credit report, I can dispute your positive items because chances are every trade line that's on your credit report is not being reported accurately, right? 100% accurately. That's what the Fair Credit Reporting Act states. It has to be reported 100% accurately. And if it's not being reported 100% accurate, please remove this account. That's it. And so if I don't know how the date of last activity works, if I don't know how the date of first delinquency works, if I don't know these things, how do I go about disputing items on credit reports? Are you following what I'm saying? Like, what tactics are you using as a credit repair specialist other than validate this debt? If they validate it and it's being reported 100% accurate on your credit report, what are you going to do then? Or let's say it's not. They just send you all the information that, yeah, this account is yours. What are you going to do at that point? Because anything else after that, you don't even understand how it works. So as a credit repair specialist, what are you going to do? Oh, the account's yours. We can't remove it. Deal with it, right? We'll work on the next account. And you're like, well, what happened to these 3 accounts? Well, I deleted this account, and they'll just focus on what they did do. And a lot of times, you guys are being taken advantage of without even knowing it. It's not that there's anything wrong with you if they do this, right? There's nothing wrong with you. If you think about this country of how many smart people have been taken advantage of. You think Bernie Madoff only dealt with people that he could take advantage of? He dealt with people that were really intelligent. He dealt with hedge funds that were really intelligent, really smart, really successful. Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, and you have to put your trust into people that you think have your best interest at mind, and chances are they don't. They have their pockets interest at mind and at heart. And I just wanted to touch bases with you guys and show you put you know put a little light on the situation, on the difference between date of first delinquency, date of last activity. I don't want to keep too much of you guys' time, but if you guys want to reach out to me, Kenny at CreditLiving.com. If you're looking for a credit repair company to do business with, and I hate doing this because I'm not a salesman and I hate salesy type videos, but I do want to put that out. If you guys are looking for a reputable company that actually knows what they're doing, you can reach out to me, Kenny at CreditLiving.com. You guys can give me a phone call, 858-442-4498. And I give free consultations. My initial consultation, I'm just going to talk to you about your situation. Hey, what do you got going? What do you have positive on your credit report? What are you trying to accomplish in the next 2 to 3 years with your credit? We go over that. If it's a good fit between, you feel comfortable with me and I feel comfortable with you, then we'll go on from there, right? And at that point, I'll go through an audit. My audits are $99. And then after that, you will be charged $99 every month as long as you retain us to do services for you. And that's how I do business. And I don't charge you for anything, for any work that I haven't done first. And that's what I tried to do with each and every client. I had a client that just contacted me yesterday morning. She's like, hey, you haven't pulled the money out of my account. And I said, well, I wanted to do some work on your file before I charged you, right? I didn't do any work on the, I had some things I had to do before I could charge you for services rendered. I still wasn't finished. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. I told her, okay, I'm going to let you know when I draft out of your account. But that's the type of company you want to do business with. That's the type of individuals you want to do business with. That people that you can trust. One advantage that I have over most credit repair companies is the fact that I do this because I actually love doing what I do. Right? I'm in a very unique position. Believe it or not, I love trucking. I love going up and down the road. I don't want to do it my entire life, but I love going up and down the road. Credit repair, I love doing it. I just love doing it, and I can see me doing that the rest of my life. I can see it because I love doing it so much. They always say do what you love. Well, I love doing credit repair, and I love helping people, and I love the excitement that people have when they start seeing their credit scores go up. I just had a client that got a Navy Federal Credit Union. They didn't get 25,000, but they got 20. I think it was 23,000 or something like that. I can't remember what the number is, and I apologize for that. But they were really, really happy they never had a credit card that high. And when I get those emails and when I talk to my clients that I help get these type of results, and they're giddy, they're happy, it makes me happy. It makes me know, hey, look, you know what? We're headed in the right direction. We're headed in the right direction because there's so many people that are out here desperate, just trying to take advantage of people. And some of them I recommended. Some of these companies I recommended. You guys know who they are. I'm not going to mention them, but I mentioned a couple of companies in these videos. And once you start seeing, oh, you was just doing it for a money grab. You just trying to make some money. You weren't really having the people's best interests at heart. And you know what? I get got just like everybody else, right? I'm no different from anybody else. There's people that are out here trying to take advantage of my platform, trying to take advantage of me, trying to take advantage of you. And I try and vet companies a lot better than I had in the past, and that's why I don't recommend companies anymore except my company, because I know what I do, how I do it, and how I go about my business, right? And I know that as long as I take care of you guys and put you guys in a winning position, you guys are going to continue doing business with me. And that's just how I look at it. Look, I'm not going to make this a long video. Like I said, if you guys are looking for a credit repair company to do business with, go ahead and reach out to me, Kenny at CreditLiving.com. All right, I'm going to catch you guys on the next video. All right, you guys have a blessed day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.